https://discord.gg/flat-earth. Welcome to 24/7 Flat Earth Discord channel. Be sure to go to VC Check and 1 to get your VC verification tags to get involved in the conversation about our Earth. Be sure to bring your verifiable Earth curvature evidence, though.
Enemy spotted.
24/7 Go Globe Evidence Fishing Part 8.
In space, for God's sake.
The first, October 17th, 1957, the first official photograph of the Soviet satellite rocket using the giant IGY satellite tracking camera was taken at South Pasadena, California at 5:06 a.m. PST, October 17th, 1957.
That's a clear
by
picture.
the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory panel.
Do you think satellites are satelloons? Is that your thought?
I'm saying if you were to put something up in the air, would you do it with a rocket or would you do it with a satelloon?
Well, if you put it in a balloon, the balloon can't go high enough because the atmosphere doesn't extend all the way out into infinity.
How far does the atmosphere? How far do you think it extends the atmosphere?
I mean, I'd have to look it up, but it's a few miles.
How far?
Wait.
And who says how high they are?
There's a fundamental problem.
Who says how high they are?
There's two things. There's two things here. Okay, so balloon cannot go up to that high altitude for two reasons. Okay,
up to what height? Up to what height?
Give me a moment, okay?
Because it gets too hot.
What height?
Holy fucking shit! One is
but why are you
said
refuting
a
a
height?
claim nobody's making, though? Why are you refuting a claim nobody's necessarily making? I don't think anybody here said that every satellite is a balloon.
No, I'm basically trying to pin out the point.
If you believe in the globe model, the atmosphere extends all the way to the moon.
Relax, okay?
120,000 miles.
To some extent, the atmosphere never ends, right? There's not a hard line where it ends. It just gets
does not support it,
into infinity.
And then the temperature does not support it for the balloon
there
to
is
go
a
up
hard
this
line
high.
where it ends, or else there would be no atmosphere, as you put it.
It's called the Kármán line. Yeah.
No, but that's an arbitrary line.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that air,
there's gas on one side and then there's no gas on the other side. There's less and less gas. We've established an arbitrary line where we say the atmosphere ends. When in reality, it just gets thinner and thinner until there's nothing ever and is a complete, full 100% vacuum with no molecules.
So where's the point where you start floating?
100% vacuum.
Yeah, he thinks space is a 100% vacuum.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Gas pressure.
Sure, yes. If we're assuming that it extends into infinity.
So how do you get that gas from on Earth then to stay?
Gravity.
Yeah, gas moves freely in all directions.
No, what about the density of the gas?
Affected by gravity, though.
No, gas moves freely in all directions.
No, it doesn't.
There's
It's
no
affected by
downward
gravity.
vector.
It's affected
There's
by
no downward vector of
around
gas.
Show it with an experiment.
What?
Like
Show it with an experiment. What you just said it happens.
Excuse me. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, if you ever wait.
No, not excuse me.
No, one conversation at a time, man. One
Fucking
conversation
derailers,
at a time.
As soon as you get onto something, they're like, no, take it off of that. Got to get in there right away. Take it off that. So
Let's
somebody
talk about
said
the gas and the gravity. Let's do that.
that gravity contains air. Yeah. Who was it just about to hopefully offer us an experiment for gravity containing air pressure?
We don't need to offer an experiment. We can see it. It's a visible phenomenon. We can see it on our planet. We can see it on Mars. We can see it on Saturn. We can see it on Jupiter.
I'm going to take the other guy off mute because he wanted to jump in there. I'm going to take the other guy off mute because he wanted to jump in there, and you don't have what we're asking for. So, yeah.
What are you asking for?
An experiment that shows gravity containing air.
Well, there's
gravity affecting air or gravity containing air? Because gravity doesn't contain anything.
Okay, well then it wouldn't be able to contain
we can see the movement of air. We can see the movement of air.
Nobody said the atmosphere is contained from space.
Okay, then it would fill space.
Gravity is the reason why air is flying to space, meaning gravity is a container. Then you said gravity's not a container.
I think you were using the different words for contain.
If I blow over the surface of a bottle, right, like a beer bottle, that will that increase in the speed of the air over the hole will create a force of the air. It will pull the air out through the hole and it'll make a whistle sound. You've seen this. Somebody's done this at a bar, right? They put it up
Can
and
I add some information
beer
here?
bottle we're making whistles with.
May I add some
yeah,
information?
exactly. So so air pressure can be affected by things, right?
Okay. Is that an example of air pressure being affected?
It's not contained. It's not
Is that an
contained.
example? Yeah, it
I never
is. Why
said
do
that.
you-
I never said that gravity contained air.
Okay,
I said
then
that gravity.
gravity
containment
wouldn't be
gas
able.
pressure.
Then gravity wouldn't be
It
able to
needs to be
stop
contained
air
in the
from.
first place.
Yeah,
Sorry,
gravity
go
would.
ahead.
That's okay.
You're just
Gravity
making a
wouldn't be
claim. Why wouldn't it be able to be contained?
That's the bottom line.
Gravity wouldn't be able to stop air from filling the vacuum of space that you talked about if it's
Why?
not acting as a container.
Oh, I see.
Why not?
Because the air would be uncontained and then it would move spontaneously and freely in all directions, filling the available space.
It
That's why.
wouldn't, because it has a force acting upon it, stopping it from doing that. The force of gravity.
Okay, so then the force of
Can you
gravity
show
is
us that?
containing.
What do you mean? Can I show you the force of gravity doing that? I mean, I can look.
Yeah, show us
a
show us
non-liquid, non-solid
force.
substance is based on
Hang
the
on.
temperature.
Show us
So,
the
like,
force of
the best
gravity
way to
containing
demonstrate.
gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a gas that
Okay,
can.
so here's what you're saying. You're saying I'm explaining to you how the force of gravity contains gas, and then you're telling me to show you it. And then I point to the Earth, and you say, "No, that's not a good example."
Yeah,
Making the question.
Yeah.
I'm showing you how forces affect gas.
No, you're not.
You're
And
not
then
showing
when I
anything.
point out that forces can affect gas,
You're making a
you
claim.
say
Not
no,
showing
that
anything.
force wouldn't affect gas because that force doesn't exist because I said that
Just
force doesn't
saying
exist.
things.
And then
You're
you
gonna
have
say
to
that.
Things and not
prove that it
showing
does exist.
anything.
You're not going to just ramble and strawman us. We didn't say it doesn't exist. We simply asked for your experiment that shows that it has the effect on air that you claim. That's it. And now you keep waffling about all these things that you say we said that we didn't.
Hexafluorine is an example of gravity impacting gas that you can see.
It's a man-made dense. It's a man-made dense gas, but what
It's a
happens
gas,
to it?
right?
Does it stay there, or does it disperse in all directions after?
It depends if you have a wall for it or not.
Got
It'll
an
stay
example
there
of
if you have
gravity
a wall.
If you have a wall, so if you have a container, it'll fill that container, right?
Up to the point where it's the volume of it.
So it's
So if you don't
contained.
have a
Yeah.
ceiling, if you don't have a ceiling on it, it will
Then it'll
still
just-
stay in there, right?
Have you guys ever
And then it'll disperse. And then it'll
No,
disperse in all
won't
directions.
disperse.
Eventually,
It
won't it?
will. It will.
It'll
It
stay
will.
And if you
within
put it in a
the.
vacuum, it would fill that vacuum as well. You know that they say that the atmosphere is homogeneous, right? Like dense gases, they just mix homogeneously, right? They're not telling you that the denser gases settle to the bottom and just stay there. Eventually, it all just mixes.
The,
Well, that's
the
what
denser
they're
gases do mix. The denser gases do settle to the bottom. That's why
Oh,
the
they
air
do.
pressure is. That's what the air pressure is higher at lower
No.
altitude.
All gases start at Earth's surface. Don't be dumb.
In the troposphere.
Yeah, they're telling you that the troposphere is the same mixture, or higher up, it's the same mixture of gas that you have down here. They say it's
Well, the
mixing
area-
homogeneously.
Because it mixes around.
Yeah,
Would
that's
you
our
think
point.
it would, yeah?
So
think
those
both
dense
gas-
they'll all just mix together and just become one soup of gas. It's not like the denser ones separate out and just stay at the bottom.
Yes, because it's continually mixed around by the wind.
So now
And
you're
the
making our
Coriolis-
point. Okay, thanks.
Well, there's also.
That's our whole point, man.
It would be like expecting a stew to settle while you continue stirring it with a ladle. Like, of course,
gravity
it's not
therefore
evenly
doesn't
mixed
affect-
around because it's continually
So
being
therefore-
mixed.
What happened to the
gravity has
experiment?
no effect on gas.
Yeah.
No, it does. It's just not as strong a force as some of the other forces.
So how does
Gravity
that
isn't a very
form a
strong
ball in
force.
a vacuum? How does that form a gas ball in a vacuum again?
Say again?
How does that form a gas ball in a vacuum?
It's
What?
it's a force that holds it in.
Okay.
It's not as strong as some of the other forces that are impacting it on the surface, which
Okay.
move it around and everything like that. But it's a strong enough force because the Earth is so massive to be able to hold that air to the
How
surface.
massive is it?
Bingo! I got bingo, you guys. I was waiting for Earth is so massive. I got bingo.
Bingo.
So
I'll
ask this.
If you shrunk Earth down to the size of a pool ball, it would be smoother than the pool ball.
Well,
Earth is
you would have to
very
know.
big.
You would have. Okay, so it's very big. So you know how big it is?
Not off the top of my head.
Let's talk about Aryan bug breaking theory instead of this boring talk. Let's talk about Aryan bug breaking theory.
I would rather not talk about Aryan bug breaking theory.
There you go. He's muted.
So that experiment for gravity containing air, do we have it yet?
Okay,
So
so
far,
we
you guys
just
just keep repeating the
conversation talking about how gravity affects air, and then you went back to the beginning. This is a circle. I'm going to leave. Bye.
Yeah, it's a circle because we never got the experiment. You just keep rehashing the claim. Okay, bye.
He left. He melted away. I tried warning these
Oh,
guys.
I think we were talking about balloons.
Hey, stop talking when I'm talking. So these guys, I keep warning them that they come in, they pretend they're going to be able to handle it, and I warn them ahead of time. We're going to tell you water is flat and level. You are going to freak out.
That's what happened. You wouldn't take the warning.
I still don't understand the straw man that the Earth has no container for gas pressure.
Oh, that's a straw man?
Yeah.
So it does have a container.
Yeah, of course it has a container.
Okay. Where's that at? What is it?
Edge of the universe, ever expanding.
Oh my god. So how come the atmosphere isn't filling the space to the edge of the universe?
Well, hold on a second. He said the edge
Because
of
we
the
understand.
universe.
Hold on. What you're going to run into is you're going to run into this.
Nah. Let's let Warden get his word in.
So his edge of the universe is what is creating the vacuum. So he still has to explain Earth. He just explained how the universe is a vacuum.
Oh yeah, it's contained. That's important.
So you stopped me for that?
Yeah, he just had to point out that vacuums are contained as well, so you need a container for that
Yeah,
too.
I agree. So in both your make-believe model and in my actual model, we both have a container.
Okay, so calling reality make-believe won't help you. So the container is the edge of the universe, so gas fills the available volume, right?
Clearly not in either of our model.
So it doesn't fill the available volume.
Yeah, that's why we have pressure gradients. It does not equalize in pressure everywhere.
Didn't say it had to equalize in pressure everywhere, it just said that it had to fill the volume.
Sure, so gas is filling the volume, but we still have a pressure gradient.
So how come the gas isn't dispersing all the way to the edge of your universe? That's a pretty big volume. Shouldn't all be bundled up right here.
It is. I don't know why you would say it isn't.
It is. So the atmosphere is dispersing and filling the furthest edge of the universe.
Yeah. We just have a really, really thin pressure gradient.
Doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, there's a pressure gradient, just like how we would expect to see on this flat Earth with a dome, right?
So almost all of that pressure is in the first few thousand feet of this Earth, and then the rest of it is basically just vacuum.
Yeah, just like how on the flat Earth model tries to argue it, right?
No, that's a straw man. Speaking of those.
So hold on, what is the atmospheric pressure at 10 miles high? Can you answer that?
No.
Wait,
I
10
didn't think so.
miles
What about
from
20
sea
miles?
level?
Yeah, from sea level.
But what's
from
it
sea
at
level.
sea level?
See, here's the problem you come across that is Tyson, you have to invoke Tyson again. He wrote a book called Astrophysics for People in a Hurry. And he talked about astrophysically, Mount Chimborazo is about 4 miles higher than Mount Everest. And if you say that the core of the Earth is your center of pull, and the further you get away from that pole, the less effect gravity has. Mount Chimborazo should have a smaller gas pressure gradient because it's further away from the center of Earth than Mount Everest is. So suddenly now you don't use the core, you use sea level as your start of your pole. That is a logical contradiction in the model. Because you should be able, because at that point then, once you dug below sea level into the ground, your gas pressure gradient would have to skyrocket. but it stays roughly the same at sea level as it does below sea level.
What? Are you high?
Good rebuttal. Nice try, Chad.
Yeah, so whenever you even take a look at like the mining quarries that go down even a few like 100 meters, the pressure is quite higher than it is on the surface.
Yippee!
Yeah,
So,
when you look at heat, using heat as a variable,
no. When we're talking about like cold mines, not coal mines, but like cold mines, even down there, and even with the heat has
you still
like,
have a problem there because now Mount Chimborazo is further away.
No, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. In mines, the pressure goes up. It does not equal like fucking sea level pressures. So you're already wrong there. That's just objectively provable.
Yeah, go prove it then.
Okay.
Make your
when
predictions.
I get home, I will make my predictions that
how much below sea level does it work? What about 1 mile below sea level? What is your gas pressure gradient going to be?
Sure, we can get a look at that once I get home to my computer.
No, do it now. Do it
like
live.
I was saying,
you got the knowledge, you got the model. How much gas pressure gradient you talking? You're talking about everyone here had to spot check and tell you exactly 10 miles. How about 10 miles below? People right here, you want to spot check people. Because you said 10 miles above sea level. Let's go 10 miles below. 10 miles down. What's
why
the
would I
gas
have to
pressure
go 10
gradient?
miles below? Why can't I just go a few hundred meters?
You asked for 10 miles above.
Get down.
Yeah, because it's something that we've already measured, and we know that it follows like a really
You've
stringent...
been 10 miles above?
What does it? What's the pattern that it follows? What's the pattern that it follows? Is it the inverse square law?
No, it's a bit less.
Okay, well, gravity would be the inverse square law.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I guess gravity's not a container.
Gravity is a social.
Clearly, it is.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'm just waiting to see like how he adjudicated 10 miles above sea level.
Well, he didn't. He's just making shit up.
No. He just came up with some bullshit. I call it bullshit.
Well, it's almost as if he thinks that we say there isn't a pressure gradient or something. Like,
well,
yeah, exactly.
So in both models we are arguing a pressure gradient.
Models.
We both have a container on our models. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I misspoke. You don't have a model because you can't explain anything. I'm okay with that. So in the typical flat Earth model that I've been
air
presented,
pressure
that has the firmament,
requires a container.
But
he was probably rambling while he was on mute, so I doubt he caught that. Did you catch it?
No, I'm just over talking you if you want to over talk.
No, you're not.
He was doing that yesterday, so he can just stay like that for a little while. I'm waiting for Dill to post his argument, and he'll get unmuted, but because he said we're afraid of him.
So he started freaking out. He started freaking out and trying to get right off topic as soon as I told him that, yeah, there's a gradient, and I think he's kind of afraid of where it's going, so let's just check back with him and see what he thinks. Yeah, so there's a gradient, and...
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a gradient in both of our models, so to ask, can you...
we're not talking about a model. Don't start with a straw man. Try again.
Oh, I'm sorry for assuming that you had a model. I'm sorry that I thought higher of you.
Okay, don't waste our time apologizing. Just get on with whatever point you want to make.
So again, you would straw man the globe model by saying that there is no container because, like I just said, we actively believe that there's a container called the edge of the universe that contains all gases, and it would easily explain it.
Edge of the universe, okay. So gas fills the available volume. Doesn't look like the gas is filling the volume all the way to the edge of the infinitely expanding universe. What happened?
What happened? It is filling the it is filling the edge of the universe. It's just a really low pressure.
It's not. I got a steady 14.7 psi barometric at sea level. So
what is it?
So hold on. If there's a container, why can't I argue a pressure gradient?
We agree there's a pressure gradient.
Why?
Sure, we agree there's a pressure gradient.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I'm saying that there is a container, why can I not argue a pressure gradient on my model?
What's containing that gradient? Why doesn't it disperse to the infinite edge of the universe?
What's containing that gradient? The same thing that's containing it on. Oh, I can't say they give a model, but if there's a big dome over the Earth, it would be the same explanation. Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess there isn't really a disagreement, so I don't really know what you're ranting about.
Well, no, because there's a straw man saying that the heliocentric model has no container for its gas pressure.
It doesn't.
I don't say that.
Okay, so I don't ever want to hear you say it then.
The only
I never
person who
said
said, Bill Nye had said that
show
Earth
me
is
gas
a
pressure without a container. Then
yeah.
How
Bill
about that?
Nye, you got Bill Nye the science guy. He said that Earth is a closed system. You cannot leave the Earth.
Yeah.
There's no place to go. And he got
Yeah.
people were like, dude, what? How can Earth be a closed system? And you flew to the moon. He's like, oh,
why are you quoting Bill Nye?
Because
Well, that means
he
that
doesn't,
matter
he
can
doesn't know.
exchange.
They don't
He
like
doesn't-
scientists.
So.
Yeah, because he doesn't know about 99 bags of shit in the moon.
You realize that Bill Nye stopped being relevant to me the day I passed the 5th grade, right?
Yeah,
He's not a science guy.
He's not a science guy to you, huh?
Yeah, Bill Nye the science guy. That's how I knew him.
So he's a
I
science
grew up
guy.
with Mr. Wizard, so for me, Bill Nye's always been a clown.
Mr.
I thought you grew up with
Wizard,
Mr.
holy
Hat.
crap.
I know.
Don't date yourself.
Yeah.
So, but like, great job bringing up some irrelevant fucking guy to me.
No,
Bill
I was
Nye?
thinking that you'd be able to pick that up and run with it. That you'd be say, "Oh, Bill Nye said that. I can tweak his statement
I don't think
to fit." Okay, go ahead.
I don't think you would ever hear me quote Bill Nye.
Bill Nye says boats go over the horizon.
Well, he's wrong
Okay, cool.
according to Yakuba Knight, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't listen to Bill Nye as a source of authority.
So do boats go over the horizon or not?
Let's start.
Do boats go over the horizon or not then?
Yeah, they probably do.
So that's what Bill Nye said. You agree with him?
Sure.
Would you quote
And
him
I
on
agree
that?
with Hitler in that water should be free.
Special thing.
What's the point?
Cover all your vehicles. You wouldn't be relying on gasoline. It would be the most advanced tribe of radioactive cannibals of this version of the world.
Wow. Space is going off. I'm listening to some shit.
Yeah, I don't know what Spake's doing.
Wow. My daughter's going through a divorce, and I am not dealing with it in a healthy way at all.
Holy shit.
Oh, is that that sounds like Rick and Morty.
No.
Damn it.
Spake,
Didn't
you there?
the voice actor of Rick and Morty like beat up his girlfriend or something?
No, Eli, same different day. Hey, Summer. Guess what? One man
I think he
on Earth
passed out.
out in 9 months. Oh, congratulations, guys.
Summer, one more thing. We noticed that you've been rap metal in the blue band.
Spake.
He's sleeping or something.
Yeah, it's 1:30 where he is, and he pulled a 36-hour shift in here the other day, so other 2 days.
He can unmute himself.
So I can assume you haven't murdered a single person.
I don't think he can, because this isn't that room yet that we're supposed to have. This
Oh, there he is. There's the nihilistic brute.
one can only have one leader.
Only means
Yeah, I
nothing.
think he's snoring.
Okay, so I gotta mute him, but he can.
No, don't mute him. I'm listening to this.
Yeah, this isn't a room. Go find it on YouTube and watch it.
That would be illegal, but okay.
I'm the only one in this entire world that's still committed to that.
Just mute him.
Okay. He gets kind of triggered when we mute him, but it has to be done.
You have to learn
No,
how to
I've
not
DM'd
be
him about
triggered.
it, so.
Just
Okay.
like we teach the Globers to not be triggered, Spake's going to have to learn to not be triggered.
Yeah.
So FEBI, quick question for you. Do you think, like, is there pressure gradients that can be found in contained spaces?
Good question.
Gas and stuff?
Good question.
And do pressure gradients happen in containers?
Yes.
Yes.
With gasoline.
With what?
Oh, sorry, with gas. I said gasoline. I said with gases.
No, you're right. It was gasoline. Because if you
With
look at, yeah, because a container, you'll see this quite often where people aren't really paying attention and they don't ground and they've picked up gasoline containers, open it, and the static will spark. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh shit.
But this is one of my favorite
Pressure
points.
could increase, but is there a gradient?
Yeah, gradients do form in containers.
Okay.
Yes, all the time.
So I really like this point
That's
because
the only way they form is inside of a container. They
There you
can't.
go.
Why doesn't the
form
second?
away.
Why doesn't the second law of thermodynamics like cause it all to equalize? Seems like
It's
a violation
dynamic.
to me.
No, because it's dynamic. Like in the gasoline can, that it's evaporating.
What? Can somebody speak English for me?
He doesn't
The gasoline.
understand.
Yeah,
He doesn't understand that gas has gas fumes that are evaporating off of it.
Yeah, like that was English
Gas,
too. Like
yeah, gas has gas fumes. Oh, I understand gasoline. He huffs it, right? But I'm talking about like actual gases, like oxygen,
that was-
nitrogen,
that was
helium.
English, dude. What language did you perceive
so-
that?
You're talking
as?
about other gases then.
I don't know.
not
I
just
heard it as
gasoline.
just word babble to me.
So, but it's still English, right?
Dude, there's
I
English
think
words
your
somewhere in there.
brain is
I think
so
there's
fucked
English
right
words.
now
I think that there's
that you
English
can't
words somewhere in
understand
there.
English as English anymore.
I
You're
think
starting
that
to
like you're
slow
using
down.
English words, but there's like no meaning
But you
behind it.
but you claimed if globetard that it wasn't English. If globetard.
Yeah, you're not
But now-
speaking English. You're just speaking English words, right?
So, but you said it wasn't English at all. That you needed translation.
No, I just said
from
it's not English.
Yeah,
This is a
not
total
English.
derailment. This is
Okay,
a total derailment. What
It doesn't
what
show
did he
you guys
say?
that this guy is really globetard because he thinks English is not English. So just so you know, that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah,
Like,
like
clearly
maybe-
sarcasm goes right over your head, and I'm like not surprised about it. But
well, maybe you just didn't understand what he said.
yeah, he brought up dynamic, which still does not explain why it does not violate the second law of thermodynamics. But I'll let him try again.
Yeah, English is English. That's all I'm gonna. That's the only way that I can go with you. Until you're able to recognize English as English, adding more English won't change that.
All
so
right,
you're
I'll start
stuck.
speaking your language.
You're stuck right
what
now.
are you fucking even saying right now?
I don't know
English
either,
is English.
dude.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
why?
I
Here's my
think
question.
English
Why?
is in fact English.
Okay, let's.
Even
Amazing.
if you think
Guys,
it's
this-
not.
Amazing conclusion. My
Yeah,
God.
even if you think English is not English, it's still English.
So why doesn't the pressure equalize on Earth?
Good
From your
question.
perspective?
It's a good
They're
question.
trying to figure out what the force would be that would cause that, or at least the directional influence, which
you know?
they have a hard time explaining.
Do you know what it is?
Do I know what it is?
Yeah.
I probably have a better guess than you.
All right, go on.
Better guessing.
Mass attracting mass?
So gravity.
Yeah.
Is that
Little
a cause or
G.
an effect?
Gravitational force.
Yeah.
So that's a
So
cause.
the gravitation. So hold on, gravity in the sense
So that's
that
a
mass
cause?
causes. Hold on.
So that's a cause? He said gravitational force, so Einstein's wrong?
So hold on. Gravity.
No, I'm not going to hold on. It's just a simple question. Is it a cause or an effect? One guy says cause. He said gravitational force. So I guess according to him, Einstein's wrong. What do you think?
Gravity, as a colloquial term, can be interpreted as a cause and as well as an effect.
Oh my God.
And as
Yeah, forget it. We're not talking to you.
Yeah, he's mumbo jumbo right now. It's English, but it's just mumbo jumbo. Gravity causes gravity.
That makes sense anymore.
Yeah, the cause of gravity is gravity. Okay.
Why haven't you guys
Thanks.
just built your own damn rocket yet and like disprove that the Earth is round or something already?
Because we don't need to.
Yeah, why
You don't need to. Come on
Just
now.
that surface level.
Go
Well, there was that one guy, but he died. So
Where is
Man,
the
Mike, yeah.
to go to? Answer me.
What?
could someone point me where
Where
I could
is
find a
the
closed container will have a
rocket
pressure gradient?
supposed to go to?
What is it? The stratosphere
The
or
second law of thermodynamics violation known as outer space.
Well, I
So
assume to make a
that's
gravity.
what I'm telling you, space is fake. You want us to take a rocket and go to space.
Well,
you must be a slow learner.
So wait, did the people not come back down after doing a space mission or something, or what happens? Or is that fake? Is that a fucking movie set? What's your theory? Come on, man.
Rockets and fly around. That doesn't really happen. That's only on television.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Where have you seen it other than on TV?
No, like
Pretty
they
sure it
do
was
like live
documentaries.
Something.
Mostly documentaries.
So I guess television.
Well, I mean, have you gone skydiving before?
Hell yeah. That was one of my things when I went skydiving and when I talked to flat earthers, I'm like, dude, I can see the curvature when I went skydiving. And they're like, dude, you want to look into that again? And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I saw the curvature. And they describe what you saw. I said, yeah, like from here to there, about 3 degrees. It's obvious curvature. And they're like, well, you don't think that was maybe your adrenaline pumping, giving you kind of tunnel vision? What about the goggles you were wearing? Were they curved lenses? I was like, oh shit.
I said that to one guy yesterday. I said, "What about the goggles you were wearing?" He said, "I wasn't wearing any."
Yeah, whatever. He's never been
Just
skydiving.
moving the
then.
goalpost again and again, aren't we? Damn.
No, I'm telling you that when you think about this stuff and you use it to challenge your worldview, not someone else's, look at it from inside your worldview and do some sort of self-assessment.
My worldview is that humans are smaller than they think they are.
Okay, well, use that. Humans are smaller than they think they are, and look at the hubris of humanity, and then compare it to the galactic scale.
It's pretty hard to imagine.
Yeah, so like, why would we be flat and all the other things that we see be round or like other bodies?
I mean, is ready to topic change or is this?
What is going on? What's this? What's that?
Are we good with this one? Was it Loey? Was that Loey who was talking? Was it skydiving thing? You've been skydiving, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh shit! I was hoping for a fellow skydiver.
I actually really would like to someday.
Do it. You won't regret it.
Yeah, it's on my list. So
I live on a mountain and I see way out far. I don't need to go in an airplane to see far.
Well, you could go parasailing if you live on a mountain, actually. That'd be pretty cool. You ever consider that?
No.
Why not?
I have other things to do.
Damn.
So, since we understand that gradients do form in containers, a gradient therefore is not an argument for no container, because that is not something that doesn't happen in a container. We all on board with that?
I don't know. I wasn't here for that part of the conversation. I don't know what's going on.
We just got to know.
Huh.
Are we talking about the atmosphere?
Because they always point at the gradient and go, there's no container. Look, it just gets thinner and thinner. But a gradient is something that happens in a container.
Listen, this is class. We're going to show you that air pressure requires a container, so do vacuums. Okay, we're going to show you that you need air pressure you need a container for air pressure, right? Now do we all agree to that?
No.
One second.
No, that's just
Here on Earth, we need that.
Yeah. You need that.
You got
on
that?
Earth, which just means anywhere, because nobody's been anywhere else, obviously. Yeah, you need to contain gas,
Right?
and so that also means that
how you get a pressure gradient in a container, right?
what's that?
You guys are going to teach the class how you get a pressure gradient in a container, right?
Okay,
No, I'm
ready?
not going to talk how.
Now we're going to pretend the ISS is up there in a vacuum. Now just pretend that the host that you're in is the ISS, and we're going to send it up there. Do you think it's vacuum proof?
How would you explain the ancient esoteric knowledge of the cycles of precession in the flat Earth model, not the round Earth one?
It's kind of a left turn, though. Let's just finish one thing, and we can go to that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not like proof for an experiment that shows that you guys can create a pressure gradient inside of a container.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You don't think pressure gradients can form inside containers?
I mean, like the pressure gradient would be uniform within a container.
Then it wouldn't be a gradient.
Yeah, so you guys got to show that a gradient can exist inside of a container, don't you?
All right, just post it in chat.
Yeah, just go ahead and scroll up. There you go. There you go. Game over.
Gradients form in containers, so a gradient is in a point for no container.
Checkmate, globehead.
Well, I mean,
What is this? A meth head playing with a fucking propane tank?
what is this?
that
An
weld
ad hom?
job on the fucking
What is this? You're ad homing now because you can't deal with pressure gradients forming in containers, or what?
Have
It's already
different
pressure
pressure
gradient in a
gradients in
container.
containers.
So now not
So,
only not only are they going to flip out over flat water, now air pressure gradients are a problem for them.
Wait,
Man,
sorry.
Air pressure support is here for them.
good to know.
Sorry, where's the gradient?
yeah, this isn't showing a pressure gradient in a container. This is showing a method playing with a propane tank.
Okay, he's got an ad hom. Well,
He doesn't
he
know
can
how to
sit
read
down for a while.
gauges. He doesn't understand what he's looking at, so it's not going to help him at all.
He's smoking meth, so he thinks everybody else is.
Exactly. I never would have thought that until he said it. It must be, you see something and you relate to it.
You see something, say something. I saw India land on the moon. Is India in on it too?
You know what? I could have swore that they just took colored paper and put that thing on a stick and just waved it in the background with the green screen guy, because that would look terrible.
I know that would look better than what they showed. And then their prime minister looks at it. He's like, "Is that it?" I'll say he just starts a slow clap. I'm like, no way. He did the slow clap.
I'm confused. Is he using Freon, or what is he using in the tank? Is it just pressurized oxygen?
Freon. There's no such thing as Freon.
Oh yeah, right. I'm sorry. I forgot there is no such thing as Freon. Never
It's called
mind.
refrigerant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that makes a difference now?
I'm curious
It's like-
what he's using.
I don't know. I'm in the HVAC field, so it takes me when people say Freon, like there's many types of different refrigerants. Like,
Okay.
like Freon.
What is the common car one called? It's a letter and a number, I think. What is it?
I'm going to make sure I use Freon from now on, because I used to be in that industry.
Bro, like it's such like people who say Freon don't even understand what the fuck they're saying though. Like that's the funny part.
Well, he's got different pressure readings around the container, so there's your gradient in a container. So a gradient isn't exclusive to an open system, and therefore doesn't tell you that you've got an open system.
Do you think he's going to get a bunch of pressure out of that one bucket in the middle of his garage, though?
I don't know.
You a pressure gradient in a container?
No, I don't know. I would think of
Well, he's got different pressure readings from around the container, doesn't he?
We gave you a pressure gradient inside a container, proving it, and you don't like that. Now what?
I'm not seeing a pressure gradient in this video.
I was going to say, I'm confused at his methodology here.
So
you'll
it's
see
consistent
pressure gradients just on storms, like low pressure and high pressure systems moving across the surface.
Yeah. So the pressure was equal throughout the container? It's not what he was showing. No? Okay, we got a gradient inside a container. All right, so gradients aren't a point for no container. What's the problem? It's something that happens in a container. Huh?
The guy in there, I think he said he's using fuck, what was it? Not helium. What did he say? Hold on. He never explained what the fuck's inside the cylinder.
I don't understand the other gauges.
And there's many types of gases where.
Hello.
So, we're just talking about gas in general.
But
I'm assuming he's using like refrigerant because it's just on the gauge it says R134.
Oh yeah, he's using a refrigerant gauge from like cars and shit.
But
like
yeah,
Oh,
you
are
can use it
talking
for
about that
anything
video?
really.
Mhm.
Are you talking about that video?
Yeah,
with
it's just the
experiment?
reason why it says R134 is because refrigerants have a relative pressure to their temperature correlation. That's the only reason why that's there. So for the
So
temperature.
temperature is one cause of a gradient. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so basically a pressure gradient. Is that what you're saying?
No, I was just wondering what he was using to that thing, that tank.
Listen, you already explained it to us how it works. You're the Freon guy, remember? You already debunked it.
Refrigerant guy.
I'm not the Freon guy. That's not even how you say it. There is no such thing as Freon. How many times do I have to keep on saying this?
It's a brand name.
Till I aggravate you.
I'm
Why
looking
would you
at
want to
Freon's
do
website.
that? What the fuck?
So, what's the relevance of what type of gas it is?
Yeah. Who
It would
cares?
matter to understand the characteristics of it. I don't know.
I mean, if you can't prove gravity, which is just a nonsense concept, then there's no point even having this conversation.
Yeah, brother.
Oh, look, before they try to prove gravity, they got to decide what it even is. Because I was talking to the other guy, Yakubinite, about this a few minutes ago. I just asked him, all right, is gravity cause or effect? He said it's both cause and effect. So they don't even know what it is. So once they figure out what it is, we could go on to proving it if that's necessary.
Why'd you look at that? His name is Yakubinite.
So just out of curiosity, are you guys just skeptics, or are there specific individuals that hold to a flat Earth model?
I think we're
I'm an
realists.
Omegarian.
Yeah, I mean, there's both.
realism.
A little bit of common.
Realist. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
realist.
column A and column B, just like in the concept idea that some people have there really is level, other people have models and maps, and so it all depends.
I
on who
mean,
you're
why are
talking
you guys trying to put so many labels on things? It's so crazy that you want to put all these labels on what we believe, but you can't even define gravity. What the fuck?
We're saying nothing of substance, Silent, yet again.
Shut up.
Just more of your passive aggressiveness, like white liberalism.
That wasn't passive aggressive. That was aggressive aggressive. I'll be.
Okay,
I can
man.
be if you want. I can be passive aggressive with you.
You do what you want. I don't
Yeah,
care.
be passive aggressive. Are we debating flat Earth, nigga? What? What's so funny?
I don't know who you said that.
That I said what? The N word?
Everything. Everything you just said just now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The main thing really would be that you guys should at least learn what flat Earth is. So then when you say you disagree with it, you can say what part you disagree with.
Dude, I know flat Earth is. It rejects the scientific consensus. That's what it is. That's its main fundamentals. Yeah.
Yeah,
Scientific
but that's a problem.
consensus.
That's
There
a
you
problem
go.
because a lot of people reject scientific consensus, and they're
Yeah, dude, I'd probably call them really dumb.
Well, I just
Yeah,
want to
but-
ask really quick if scientific consensus is the same thing as science.
No, it's a popularity contest. It's turning science into like who would you
No,
want
dude,
for prom
it's
queen.
a group of scientists that come together and based on their empirical findings,
Based on their
they come to a
science.
consensus. Yes.
So based on their
the
science, they come to a consensus.
You don't need a
Yeah.
scientist. You don't need a scientist to come to good or bad ideas. Okay, scientists come to bad ideas all the fucking time.
Right, but I just want to quickly ask him a
More often
question.
than lay
Okay,
people,
so
you think?
really it's not the consensus that matters, it's the science that they base their consensus on, right?
Yeah.
Can we see that?
What do you mean? Can we see that? See what?
That's science.
Just all science in general? Is that
No,
what
can
you're
we see
saying?
the science that proves whatever it is? Can we see the
I'm
science?
seeing
Hold on,
the consensus, not the.
Hold on. I'm going to mute people. If you don't, just hold on. Can
All
we
right,
see
go
the
ahead.
science? Can we see the science that you say we deny?
What do you mean? The science that you deny?
You come in, you're saying that we deny scientific consensus, which you say is
Generally.
based on science, so we must be denying some science. Can we see that science that you think we deny?
I mean, I can't really present science, but I present the
you don't know
scientific
anything.
consensus.
Okay, yeah, that's another loss. That's another.
How
that's
is
another
that another loss?
I'm going to put you on mute. Now somebody else can talk.
No, you said like you don't believe in gravity, but scientifically this is a consensus.
Yeah, trusting the science and believing the science, these are the most anti-scientific things you can say. Science has in it a system of distrust, verified, repeatable results, tested over and over and over again. What you guys did was you took a verb, science, and action, turned it into a noun, like who do you want for prom queen this season? Oh, for a summer dazzle, we want science to be the prom queen. Here's a crown and your tiara. Aren't you pretty? No, that's not how that works. It's not popular. If you're not orcs in like Warhammer 40K, and you can just make things reality just because you believe it so.
So who's lying?
Victor is lying for one. He said that we denied science, but then he couldn't show us any science we denied.
Sorry, do you deny that
Cam
we've
has
been to
asked this
space?
question like 10 different ways already today.
They
and
already
keep
denied
doing
that.
the same
Yeah.
shit.
Do they deny gravity?
Oh, what is it?
Yeah, what
Gravity.
is space too? Other
First,
space?
tell me what it is so that I know what it is that you're asking me I deny.
They define your
The
terms.
force that makes massive bodies attract.
Massive bodies attract. Where do you see them doing that?
Space.
Space. You've been to space?
God.
Fuck me. Cavendish
space.
experiment? Are you familiar with that?
Is that an experiment?
Yeah,
a
you
drop
deny that
something
too, I imagine.
experiment?
What's
That's
the
a good
hypothesis?
variable.
Yeah.
You dropped something in that experiment, right?
No.
Well, don't you see
No.
something drop?
No, you suspend a heavy object and it's
Because you
attracted
saw
by
something
heavy
fall to the
objects on
ground,
either
right?
side.
So it's not really doing anything with anything falling to the ground. Gotcha.
No, it says the force that
You can
attracts
look
a
it up.
body toward the center of the earth or toward any other physical body having mass.
Force, huh?
Okay. And that was calculated using the assumption of a globe radius?
No, they've
Everything
measured
falls to Earth
gravitational
at the same
waves.
rate independent of its composition.
Gravitational waves now. We're jumping all over the place.
You're
Yeah,
talking,
this is
still talking
This
about
is a big-
gravity.
This is a big topic.
Not
Okay,
jumping anywhere.
so we're gonna stick to gravity just being a force that attracts things, right?
Yeah, I think
So,
that's functional
Einstein's
enough.
wrong. So
I think it's a
Einstein's wrong.
functional enough definition that you can answer the original question of do you deny
Okay.
gravity?
So we'll get to your paper debunking Einstein after, but he's wrong. We'll throw him aside for now. Newton's back in. So it's not an effect. So from this point on in the conversation, don't tell us that 9.8 meters per second squared is gravity, because now it's the cause of 9.8 meters per second squared.
I never said
Okay.
9.8
So what do we got
meters.
for experiments for gravity?
Cavendish
Like-
for one.
I mean, you can drop two different
that?
items at the same time, and they'll drop at the same time. I mean,
What
that's like
drops
an
in
Drop
ultimate-
two
Cavendish?
things. Okay,
And you
go
can
ahead.
test the deceleration of 9.8.
That's an effect. We already agreed that we're not calling gravity that.
No, the
But I
speed
think-
at which things fall isn't in and of itself gravity. That's
I
the
know,
speed at
but
which-
sometimes when we're having these conversations, you guys flip flop between
not
gravity being
flip-flopping, you're
that
just not
and then gravity being the
comprehending.
cause of why that happens. So we just want to pin it down to one
That's
thing
not
so
what
that
you
we
wanna
can
do.
know what you're talking about when you ask us if we deny it.
I'm fairly
Like-
certain you know exactly what we're talking about.
Because if you're going to say it's 9.8 meters per second squared, no, I don't deny that. Why
do you
would
mean It is 9.8. What is 9.8 meters
Well,
per second squared?
that's actually just an agreed upon average rate at which things fall in a vacuum. Yeah, fine, fair enough.
zero,
Things go
zero.
down. I'll take it. But then the next part is, okay, what's the cause? That's the part that's in contention.
Gravity.
Yeah.
Okay, so gravity's the cause. Experimentally validated how?
Well, I mean, if
Things
you drop
falling,
a
the
pencil,
Cavendish experiment.
What falls in Cavendish?
No, things falling, comma, the Cavendish experiment, ...
Okay, so
Am I saying this wrong?
So from the beginning, I
So
said
if-
something
is it an
fell,
experiment
and
that tells you why
hang
things
balls-
fall?
Something fell, and we're gonna hang balls in the closet. Got it.
I mean, yeah.
Wait a sec. Okay,
Just
so
'cause
you
say it
guys,
with this silly voice. I mean,
so you guys accept that there is like a downward force of 9.8 meters per second squared, right?
No, I
We
Average.
accept that stuff falls.
Yeah,
Is
that's the
there a-
average too.
What about the law of motion then? Like, do you accept that at least, or
The law of motion?
Yeah.
Newton's laws of motion. What?
Yes, Newton's laws of motion. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Are those valid on Earth?
Yes.
Then the Earth doesn't rotate.
Oh my God.
The biggest problem I have with Newton is that his ending hypothesis was God is great. Look, all these things God did, and you're like,
have
well,
a problem with that?
yeah, because that's not something that's inside the purview of science. Adjudicating the supernatural, I would be like, certainly, Newton, can you show me?
Do you think that
this God that you're talking about?
Do you
And
think
he's
there's
like,
an
no.
energy transfer when something comes to like just a sudden stop? Say so, for example, there's a car going 80 miles per hour, then it hits a brick wall. All the energy that basically from the car moving at 80 miles per hour is going to affect the car, essentially. It's going to fucking pancake the car. So there's an energy transfer there. That's part of the Newton's law of motion. So
who cares?
Oh my God.
What do you mean? We
What's
care
that got to
because
do with anything?
because it's reality. It shows us what is.
Great. Now let's take a look at a body of water. Let's see if it curves at rest. Since we're all into reality,
why do
right?
you have to wait? Are you trying to see it like with your own like human eye, which is again really fucking small compared to this fucking planet?
Why'd you
If
jump
the
straight
Earth,
to that?
if the Earth was a globe, the water would just fall
my God.
off. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, and
Water
it's like
sits
it's
in
actually a dinner
containers.
plate. I'm sure.
Quit
Yes,
fucking
water
swearing.
sits in containers. What's the container of the globe?
Oh my God, the gravitational
Jumping all
force.
over the place, huh? Oh, gravitational
You
force.
can't even define a gravitational force.
Look up what gravitational force is.
Yeah, you already told us it's a cause. Mass is attracting.
It's a cause and
So-
effect.
Oh, it's an effect now too.
Holy
so it
shit.
causes itself, or what? The effect is
No.
its own cause, or
Oh my God.
well,
what's
it can't be
keeping the
both.
water down?
You see an effect, and then something has to cause it. They can't be the same thing.
Oh my God.
What's keeping the
different
water
things.
down then?
What?
What's keeping the water down? If
I don't
water's
know.
always level,
So gravity makes the Earth flat.
Does water like just fall off the edge of like the flat?
Wait, is your
face of the
name meant to
planet?
be like if the fucking ocean was actually flat? Is that what your name means?
Oh, it is, and a lot of people are in crisis about it. Do you need help? Have you seen flat
Oh my
water?
God.
Are you experiencing trauma?
Oh my God.
So are
Do
you
we
gonna
lose water sometimes, like on the flat, like Earth? Like
I didn't think so. I didn't think there was
well,
anything.
you
different
know,
about
like
Earth or
occasionally there's like a
shit.
large wave. I'm sure that'd go over like the hypothetical ice wall of like the flat Earth.
Oh my goodness!
Like
What
doesn't
do
that
you
go
guys
over
mean
top of
made
it
out
or
of
something? Then we
water?
lose a little bit of water. Like shit, where does that go? Does it
so
just
wait,
go into the
there-
abyss?
you do have a model down.
Goes into the void or something?
There's an ice wall.
Okay, there's a lot of
Sophie, this
ADD
is-
going on right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let's try to focus here. What are we even focusing on? Because you guys are on like seven.
just
different
Explain how
tangents.
flat Earth works.
answer a
We're
single
trying to
question?
focus on gravity and how this dude thinks it
Explain
exists.
how
You
your
idiot.
flat Earth works.
How it works.
How your flat Earth works. Yes.
My flat Earth.
Yes.
Can you answer
same
a
one you live
question
on, you mean?
without answering it with another question?
I can't tell if this is like a troll, like literally.
The same one you live on. You want me to tell you how it works? What
Yeah,
part of
tell me
it?
how it
Another
works.
question.
What part of it? Like the earth, the dirt, the ground? What am I supposed to tell you?
How does the
A
fucking
model.
water stay in the goddamn plate, buddy?
Oh, well, I mean, bodies of water are contained, right?
Uh-huh.
They're in containers, right? So I guess that's how they stay in there. There's also
Oh,
pressure.
so we're just in a
right?
giant container?
It would,
We're like
it
in
would
a-
vaporize if there was a vacuum, like you guys think in the sky. So
Oh my
there's
God.
pressure. I guess that's another way that it stays.
So
Is there not?
so what?
Oh my God.
So there is a container. Have you
For
tried to
oceans,
fit
yeah.
it with
For
a
bodies of
container
water,
in?
yeah. Like you pour a bath. There's a container for that water that's in there.
Okay, so there's a wall then? You think
There's
there's
a wall. I
around?
said there's an ocean base and there's container for that.
So what's the
Right.
container made of?
What's the container?
Ground and stuff. What,
Is
you've
it hard to
never
believe
seen
that
an
gravity
ocean?
is
Ground and
strong
stuff?
enough to
Never
keep
seen an
water in
ocean
the face
basin
of the
before?
planet?
What? Don't jump
Is-
around.
is it hard to believe that gravity is strong enough to keep water on the surface of the planet?
What planet?
Our planet.
You have a measurement of that planet?
What do you mean?
Yes, the ancient Egyptians actually
Sorry.
measured the Earth to a 1 to. There's a ratio to it in the pyramid.
Have you ever seen the full globe of the Earth?
Can you
You haven't
answer
either, have you?
any question, a single question, without using another answer?
I think I've been answering all of them
You
so
have
far.
not. You've been answering questions with
Making
questions.
positive claims, so we need to
Well, see-
clarify them.
Yeah.
Well, that
This
last
is where
one
it
was
pays
not
to be like
clarification. That
a
was jumping to
esoteric
another issue.
schizophrenic.
Don't
'Cause
talk to each other.
I just showed
What's
the models for
schizophrenic
the
is getting
cycles of
weird.
precession.
Meet him up for a minute or something.
Like this is esoteric universal language.
Yeah, meet
Data.
him up.
Esoteric, are you going to lead the conversation now? Because we can't be bouncing around anymore.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
You've wanted to insert this precession thing for a while. They have a claim about how it's due to Earth being a ball, tilting and wobbling around on its axis, right? So you're going to need to go up.
Doesn't really wobble.
I wasn't done there. I wasn't done.
Okay, go ahead, continue. Go off, man.
So if that's the case, you're going to need a globe for that. Who measured that?
The Egyptians did in their pyramid model.
How?
So let me
They
get
built
the evidence for
pyramids
that.
and what? Sorry.
Yeah, so the pyramid is like an earth measure instrument. Let me hold on.
This I got it here.
So they measure the north hemisphere in the ratio of the pyramid. It's 1 to what's it called?
Okay, so they just put these numbers that you guys claim somehow into the building.
It's 1 to 43,200.
Okay, so
You'd
some of
need a
these same
measurement of
numbers.
So
Earth
wait,
to
what
confirm
mathematical
that.
equation did they use for that?
You'd need a measurement of Earth to confirm that would be the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because those are just
we
the
can
same
confirm this
numbers.
so.
Well, because those are just the numbers that you guys are claiming, right? And then you're like, oh look, they show up here in this building. Well, okay, but we're
Yes,
asking how they were
because
measured.
because the cosmos relative to Earth show a universal language that humans understand through esoteric data.
Dude, are you a troll?
The fuck?
No, he's not.
You give off
Yeah,
more
he's
troll vibes than
he's
he
not
does.
a troll. Yeah, I literally couldn't tell when I joined if it was like flat water memeing about flat Earth or something.
Well, that's just reality. I'm here to help people who are in crisis about it.
No, this whole conversation. Look, we can talk about water or whatever, but this whole conversation it revolves around the religious belief in gravity. Okay.
Well, I mean, if they can even figure out what it is.
What do you mean?
Well, the last guy said it's both a cause and an effect. 2 in a row said that. So.
What is that? Is that contradictory?
Well, yeah, because an effect can't cause itself. They have to be separate things. But they did actually, in the Glober's defense, they have kind of applied that label to both of those things. They got big G and little g, right? Little g just being like, stuff falls. So it does kind of confuse the conversation.
PK, are you there? Is PK there?
So actually, I have.
I need him to get off cam because people aren't able to join the VC because he's taking up an extra space.
Get off cam, dum dum.
Or just kick him out, bro.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to be here.
He's muted, apparently.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything for us. Get rid of him.
I mean, like, I was just listening into the conversation.
I like that. Well,
all the Globers are so weak tonight. It's crazy.
No, dude, I'm literally trying to get this evidence for these people.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
No, so, like, so you don't believe in gravity, but what is the substitute, or what is the reason for things being pulled a certain direction over another?
So I don't know how the Egyptians went to go about this, but they were able to. Oh fuck! It's a different file. Hold on.
Oh come on! Don't do this. Don't do this. Wait. Hold on. Zibbo, don't do this fucking like dumb shit where like you post like some fucking retard on the internet from like 10 years ago saying that the pyramids are actually like a scale of the earth, bro. Like, you know, we're the like we know the truth, all right? Why would you fucking do that?
What are you talking about?
It's not a
I want to hear
measurement.
the answer for the last
It's
question.
not real. The pyramid thing isn't like the Great Pyramid of Giza being like a scale model of Earth is not real.
Well, neither is
Northern
the
Earth, the northern
circumference and the
hemisphere.
radius that it's supposed to represent. So it's all
Northern
just
hemisphere.
sci-fi.
Yeah, there was a question asked a moment ago about how do you explain things falling in a certain direction over another?
I don't.
He doesn't have an explanation, but he's gonna say
Wait,
that
what?
it's not gravity.
So why are
What?
He doesn't. But he doesn't. He technically doesn't need
So
an
is
explanation.
all science like off like the fucking like like they can't use it at all
Why are you
because like
jumping
it
to all?
relies on the
Why are you
Earth being
jumping
round?
why are you jumping to all? Just present us any, and we'll hash it out.
No. So there's people in space. There's video of people in
Claim.
space. You deny
Claim.
that it's all CGI.
No, that's a
my
straw man.
You deny gravity.
Oh.
Claim, but we don't even know what gravity is yet. You guys still haven't figured it out.
You know what gravity is.
All about
So
what he
So-
imagines right now.
Yeah. So when you decide what gravity is, bring it to me, and I'll tell you whether or not I deny
Bring
it.
it to you. Just bring
Yeah.
you gravity.
Do you
No,
deny
bring me
Damn,
your
man.
idea of what
you
it
deny
is, and I'll
light
tell you if I deny
You're
it.
literally being affected by gravity right now.
Okay, that doesn't tell me what it is.
I
Why
know.
are you not floating away?
Yeah.
Why are we
I don't
blown
know.
away? What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, what's keeping you down instead of
Why
going
would you
up?
float away?
Well, sorry.
Well, you tell me. You tell me.
If it's not gravity
Why
keeping you down on
would
the
you float
surface of the planet.
away?
Hold on. I
If
had a
you are being
question for
attracted to
Flatwater
another
Christ.
mass,
Okay, so who's going to talk here? Because you're all stumbling all over each other, you boneheads.
He
Who's going?
He says, "Why aren't we floating away?" And nobody can ask me why we're supposed to be floating away in the first place. That something is magically keeping us from floating away. What the fuck?
Exactly.
it's a gravity.
Well, no. What happens is that like large objects like that, they basically create like what was the word? Like a warp in like space time. That's like the actual official thing of what gravity is.
Okay,
because
so now
of the mass.
okay,
of
You said you don't believe in
attraction.
space. You said you don't believe
Yeah,
in
that's the
third
actual
claim.
like
That's a
gravity
third claim
definition.
now. So first of
Because
all, okay,
the force of
okay, so
okay,
we've
whatever.
been given gravity as the effect. We've been given gravity as mass is attracting. That was Einstein out. Now we've been given gravity as the bending and warping of space time. Einstein is now in. So you guys have given us like 3 different versions of what this thing is.
No, that's the actual one. That's the actual
So
one.
what are we talking about? Pin it
You're
down.
talking about the force of gravity. I'm talking about the actual definition of gravity.
Force of gravity is a pseudo force if we're going with
Pretty
Einstein.
much,
Which you just
it's
did.
pretty much like every large body in the fucking universe.
Oh
So wow, we're
It
just
hasn't been
making up
beaten,
shit as
so.
we go along at this point, huh? Large bodies.
What?
in the universe.
Oh my god, bro! I thought there was only one of you.
Can I just
There-
ask like a quick
The Earth
question?
isn't one. Sorry. Okay, Manufactotum wants to speak. Go ahead.
So, do you deny light?
What the fuck?
I'm just gonna laugh at that.
No, just quick, simple question. Just do you deny light?
Do I deny the light coming off my computer screen that I'm using to see who's talking? Nope.
I don't deny light. I got a one turns green. It signals something happening out in the other part of the house, and
Great.
other lights do other things. It's awesome.
Perfect. What is
No,
light?
PK, hold on, PK. Can you
No,
turn a
shut up.
camera off?
No, we're not gonna hold on.
No,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
trying to limit
actually-
them to 25 to make it more exclusive. It
Yeah,
makes
I'm a
it
mod.
it
I'm a mod.
increases
I'm a
the
mod.
quality of
I'm
the
a
room.
mod. I'm a mod. I'm a mod.
I'm going to mute you because you're rumpusing.
I am a mod. Okay, this is like a server fucking thing. If the room is at 25, people who are streaming should stop fucking streaming. There, that's it. Jesus Christ.
Okay, fair. All right.
Okay, so my follow up is
It's
what is light?
oppression.
Yeah, dude. What is light? Can you explain it? If you can't explain it, it doesn't exist.
No, I'm asking.
That's your mentality.
Flatwater.
Nigga, that's your mentality.
You're the one who
It is.
brought up light. You wanted
Yes,
to know if
I was, and now I'm asking
Yay.
Flatwater if he can tell me
Light.
what light is.
I'm not really sure.
Okay, so you have no problem answering whether you deny light or not without knowing what light is, but you need to know what gravity is to deny that.
Well, yeah, because you guys move from one definition to the next throughout the conversation. With light, I have a
can
point of
manipulate
reference.
light. I can manipulate light.
Gravity, don't we have a point of reference? You drop
No,
something and it drops
You
no,
can't,
forward?
but you
no.
can't bend. You cannot bend
Because
light
you
around
guys
a
have given
corner,
me
though.
3 different versions of what it is so far.
Fraction?
First of all, it's the effect of things falling down. Then it's masses attracting. Then it's space-time curvature. That's why I don't know what we're talking about, and
Okay,
that's why I can't tell
you
you
don't
what
know
it
what
is I'm
we're
supposed
talking
to
about when we
deny.
talk about light either. So you have
So
no
if you're going to
problem
tell
answering
me,
that question.
is it the curvature of space-time, right? Is that what you deny? That wouldn't be a scientific claim because there isn't an experiment for it. It's just a mathematical construct. I don't really think that that's what's going on, but you have no verification that it is one way or the other. So who
Okay.
cares if I deny that?
Can you understand why
Who
I
said light?
maybe think you're a little bit full of shit?
Wait, manufacturing. Did you say light can't bend around corners?
No, that wasn't.
Light
Refraction.
cannot. Light
Oh,
cannot
okay.
bend around.
Refraction.
Light
Wait, it
cannot bend.
can. It's like when you're in like a dark room, right? And like there's a room next to you that has like a light on. You see it in sort of like a circular kind of thing, because the light spills out in like a circular way.
So
It's
Interesting how a lot of things are circular in this universe. Am I right?
It's called
Okay.
diffraction.
Yeah, so you guys are talking about a lot of things that have nothing to do with the curvature of water that you believe in.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
they just went
water. I don't believe in water.
believing in
Water is
lights and
fake.
shit.
Is water 2D?
Wait,
No.
I can show the curvature of water.
Okay, now comes a raindrop.
I was gonna say take a penny and put some drops of water on it, and you
There
can
you
see
go.
the water's curved.
Drop.
Yeah, but a penny's flat, nigga. Don't say that.
Yeah, but the water on top of the penny is gonna be curved. It's gonna make a dome.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, like a firmament, huh?
Nigga.
A raindrop is curved. A raindrop is curved.
Anybody here happy with that globe proof?
raindrop is
Raindrops?
curved?
Manufactotum, what do you think of that one?
Yeah, it's not a fucking line. What?
In here, present a picture of the curve of the Earth for us.
What do you think of that one, Manufactotum? We got raindrops. Does that amount to the Earth being a globe, or
I mean, it shows that water turns into a ball. If nothing
so?
else.
Yes or no? It shows that the Earth is a ball.
No, it shows that water can curve.
Okay, but what about bigger bodies of it? Does it show that those curve?
A raindrop? No.
No. Yeah, so that's really stupid and kind of a red
Raindrop
herring.
does curve.
You know, it does show that.
Look in the chat. It does. A raindrop is curved.
Well, he just said no. It doesn't show that a bigger body of water curves. Now you're switching it to yes, it does.
No. It's because it's mistaken. Because usually when like you see like a raindrop, right, like animated or whatever, it's just like a line going toward the ground. But actually, a raindrop looks like the fucking emoji that.
Anyway,
trying to get the temperature of the ocean.
It still boils away in a vacuum, so tough luck.
Yeah, we're trying to get to the curvature of the ocean.
that,
We don't care about raindrops
for that-
unless they establish that.
So if
Wait
you
for
look
that
at the
raindrop
videos of
to,
the ISS, they have water in space.
You guys are all over the joint, all over the place.
Yeah.
What
so
happens?
listen-
What happens to water? What happens to water when it hits the ground? What happens to water when it's on the ground?
It splats, dude, into multiple different raindrops.
Of course. So pour a bucket of water on the ground, and what does it do? It levels out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's absorbed by the ground.
So then go up to a pool. What does a swimming pool do?
It doesn't get absorbed by the ground.
It lays flat, correct?
It takes the form of the pool.
Yeah. And then take it up to a lake. What happens in a lake? Does it still remain flat?
Are there curves in water? Yes, there are. There are waves.
No, that's not what he's saying, bro. Nigga, that's not what he's saying. I get what this guy's saying, even though I fucking wholly disagree with him.
What happened to Ariel?
This is what they do.
And
every
then
time.
he's saying
it's
take
flat.
it up to an ocean.
Like I don't
take
know
it up to an ocean, and it's the same.
Yeah, Victor, this is what they do every time, by the way. This is what they do to defend the religion that you currently believe in.
Also, for
They show you waves and they show you raindrops, but obviously that's not what we're asking about. You can see that. So can you guys show us what we're asking about?
Listen, for the person asking about where's Ariel, we shut him down last night when he said the geometric horizon was the curve we saw from a space ball picture. And then when we showed it to him and he did the math, he shut down.
Yeah, he refuses to talk to me anymore. So that's where he is. So, next champion.
Yeah. Can you explain how the moon works on a flat Earth?
Oh, so we're jumping to how the moon.
He's gonna say it doesn't exist.
Hold on.
It's in the firmament.
So you've all fucking derailers. You've already given up on showing me. You're just getting muted. You've already given up on showing me the curved ocean that I asked about.
I've given up on you accepting evidence, but
Okay, well, you haven't even tried to show me any.
no, I was talking about gravity. They were talking about water.
So okay, but gravity would curve the oceans around the ball you think you live on, right?
Yeah.
Can you show me the curvature of that ocean?
No, I was asking you about the moon now.
Oh, so you're giving up on showing me the curvature of the ocean you believe in so quickly?
I haven't. That wasn't my line of questioning.
That's my line of questioning.
Right. I haven't given.
Yeah, and you're trying to deflect from that, but that's all we're asking about. That's what this entire VC is for, and you're trying to get off that topic. So why'd you join?
So this whole VC is about the water on the Earth?
Yeah, we can spitball about the moon after you show us the curving water of the Earth for the ball Earth you think you're on.
All right.
Yeah, because the moon right now is completely irrelevant to that. Are you up for the challenge, or if not, that's cool. Just like
I mean, I showed you a
go
video
away.
of the ISS yesterday where she has like water in space and it's like a ball, but you don't believe in space. You don't believe that that was a real video. You couldn't demonstrate it.
So you know a lot about my beliefs and stuff, even though you just met me. But really, all I'm asking for is a direct measurement of a curved ocean. Is that too much for you? Because if it is, we'll just ask one of these other guys. No problem.
No, I met you a few days ago. I also showed you the video of the.
Well, I don't. You're not memorable, and you're also probably going on mute now because you obviously don't have the curved ocean that we want.
Oh, can I actually talk?
I guess I got to your feels.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
Yes. Ocean, perfect.
Yeah. So can you like I don't know? Can you sort of like let's say I'm sort of I don't really have a view on this topic. Let's just say that. Like, can you sort of convince me that the Earth is flat?
Yeah, water seeks a flat, level, horizontal surface, and I just asked Manufact Totem to show us doing otherwise, and he
Right.
started talking about the moon. So
Wait, sorry, you're saying
a video inside.
Wait, sorry, you're saying water. Sorry, you're saying water seeks like a flat, or as in water can't like What do you mean? Like water can't like be on a curved surface, or is that what you're saying?
it doesn't seek like a curved surface at rest, right?
How
It
do you
seeks
know
a
that?
level, flat, horizontal one, right?
How do you know that?
Because that's how we observe it.
Wait, what? I don't know that. Like, what do you mean? Are you saying that's how? Are you saying like when you look, like let's say you dive to the, let's say you dive to the, you go to the beach and you're at the shore, then you go to the bottom. Are you saying like what you observe there is sort of like a flat sort of surface, or is that what you're saying?
Yes. Any body of water, any size, like in a swimming pool, in a bathtub, in a lake, in an ocean, it's always doing that. Unless, okay, they come back and tell us, oh, it looks that way, but in fact, it's curving ever so slightly because it's a very big ball. We go, okay, fine, fair enough. Can you show us the measurement that you used to determine that? And then they start waffling about the moon and other things that have nothing to do with what we asked.
And you, so do you believe that?
Okay, we'll get to you.
Do you sort of believe that like the way you see things is just always like how they are? Is that your belief, or?
No, not necessarily. That's why I said fair enough. If it is curving so
Okay.
slightly that we don't recognize it, let's just get the measurement that shows that that's the case, and we'll just take it.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, but sure, but don't you take the view that it isn't curving at all? Isn't that your view?
yeah, it's not because one of these guys
Yeah.
would have showed it. Yeah.
No. Okay, so what? Why don't you believe? Like, do you have any argument that it's not curving? Like, have you done the measurement yourself?
Well, no, he hasn't been presented with anything.
Just pour a glass
But,
of water.
but if you haven't been presented with anything, like why wouldn't you just be agnostic? Presumably, you haven't been presented with anything either way.
Like I
In
keep
order
saying,
to hold,
I'm open
Sorry,
to
go
it.
ahead.
That's why I keep saying, okay, can we get the measurement to see how you actually figured that out? We're actually asking, like, we'll take it, but instead they just get mad and start.
But listen, yeah, but listen to me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand. Yeah, what I'm saying is that like seems like you're saying you just aren't convinced that the Earth is round. That doesn't necessarily mean you believe the Earth is flat. You could just not be convinced either way. So in order for you to presumably hold the view that the Earth is flat, that tells me that you've actually you have some evidence on the other side. For example, you've seen the measurement done. Like you've seen some study. Wait 1 second. You've seen some study that concludes that there actually isn't a curve there. So what evidence do you have that there isn't any?
That's a burden reversal, and you're asking us
No,
to
no, no,
prove
no,
the
no, no.
negative. It's more like
No,
this.
that's
It's
not
more
true.
like this. It's more like this. There's no evidence for the globe Earth that they think that they're on.
Yeah, but again, listen. Right, you could hold the view, right, that you're not convinced that there's evidence for the Earth being round. That doesn't
Well,
mean
I
the
can
Earth is
provide
flat.
evidence that way.
One second. You could just not have any evidence that the Earth is flat, and you could just be like agnostic. You could just suspend judgment because
That's all we have, though. That's all we have.
Yeah, but if
That's all we have is evidence that it is.
wait, what's the evidence that the Earth is flat?
He's asking you to present evidence for him, bro.
Heretic,
Everybody-
he's asking you to make a concession of possibly just going either way now at this point, going back on the fence. Please, he's begging you.
Why would I
I'm
do
not-
that?
no.
We already ruled out the ball that they're talking about.
Yeah, how did you rule out the ball? Like,
We
what-
see too far. There's no curvature blockage over distance.
You think like the world like is always? I thought you already agreed that like it's not just because you see something that doesn't actually mean that's how the world actually is.
Oh, so now
Like,
we're not okay. So
I'll
now
give you an
we're gonna-
example I'll give you an example. Right, right now you can't see behind you. Does that mean like behind you doesn't exist? No.
No.
Right, just like in the
So-
same way, like you can't see if there's no light shining in a specific area, you can't see it.
Listen,
because the way your vision works, you need light to perceive something. Does that
That's
mean
great.
anywhere like does that
That's
mean
great.
anywhere that light isn't reflecting anywhere light isn't reflecting
great.
in a way that's directly visible to you that doesn't exist? No.
So we don't
No,
even
I
need
see-
to go there. There's
Never
actually a
said
piece of
that.
evidence
Back
that
to
is
fucking light
irrefutable.
again.
Yeah, I didn't say that, and I'm in the middle of a conversation, whoever that was. So
Yeah.
we don't see the curve that these globers are claiming. We
And you
don't
don't
see
see
the
behind you.
dropping as it
don't-
would if it is the shape that they say it is, right?
You don't
For
see
example-
behind you right now.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't see behind him, and he
Quiet derailer. I don't see
But-
behind
but
me.
Flat-
I looked for the thing that should be there, right? If it is what they say it is. It is the shape that they say it is.
Yeah,
I've
but
looked
listen,
for it,
Flat,
okay?
Can you take
All right,
it?
look,
hold
I'm
on.
gonna.
Hold on.
Okay, can I? Okay.
But what, can you what? I haven't even gotten
I
there.
understand. I understand your point. Like I fully understand your point. So what I'm gonna do, right?
Okay, what is it? What is it?
Yeah, your point is that you've never seen evidence for you at least on your view, you don't think you've seen any evidence for the Earth being round, right?
Right.
And,
we've
and
looked-
this, yeah. Now my point is, okay, yeah, let's just grant that you haven't seen evidence for the Earth being round. Now, what you'd want to say is like you haven't. Now, what you want to say in order to be a flat earther, simply you have some evidence the Earth being flat. Otherwise, you're just agnostic. You don't, have a position. Now, if you think in this regard, we're talking about the curvature of like the body of water. Like, what sort of study or what sort of like analysis have you done that shows that there actually isn't a curvature there? And if you do have that,
so
just
we've
post
looked,
it in the.
okay, you're going on and on. I'm gonna just put a pin in it now because you're never gonna stop otherwise, obviously. So,
Sorry, what? Okay, go ahead.
So, right, there must be a certain rate of curvature over the surface, a certain rate of drop if it's a ball the size that they said it was, right? So
Okay.
that gives you things like a certain distance to the horizon, right? Because the horizon's just
Yeah.
going to be the furthest edge of that sphere you can see before it drops out of sight, right? So that kind of
That's
stuff
right.
can be calculated for. Well, you know what the horizon is on a globe, right? It's the furthest
Yeah.
part of the globe you can see before you just don't see
I get it.
Yeah. So, we can calculate where those things would be. We go out to see
That's
if
right.
they are there. If the horizon is at that distance, that it must be. If the curvature is there and the Earth is dropping the way that they think it is, right? It's not. The horizon's way further than that. There's no
Yeah,
curvature.
what's the calculation for that? What was the
1.2.
calculation that?
1.225 miles times the square root of the observer height in feet.
No. What's what's the study that I want it like? What can you like post the source that did this?
What do you want? I'll just give you Washington State University that gives you the formula if you want.
Oh, like what's the study that actually concluded that the curvature that we would expect if the Earth is like round doesn't change?
That's something that you can do yourself.
No, wait, hold up. No, so you're
Why
saying you
would
don't
you
have like
trust a
any?
study? Are you trying to go for just consensus of science? That's not what science really is.
Mute this
I
Wilbur
didn't say.
immediately, please.
No, I didn't say anything about I didn't say anything about
If
the
I muted you,
consensus.
Alu, you're probably a troll, but whatever.
No, I didn't
So
say.
if I could
I didn't say anything about. I didn't say anything about the consensus. I asked you, like, do you have any, like, can you post the study? Can you post anything, even if it's like done by some flat Earth organization?
Yeah, you're
like,
asking for like a peer-reviewed study. That's consensus, guy.
It doesn't have to be peer reviewed. Just like, do you have any sort of like,
Oh my
like
God.
any
I
study
have,
paper at all?
like, for the 5th time, I have the evidence for you if you'd like to fucking let me speak, right?
And yeah,
Now,
can you post it in the chat?
Yeah, sure. You know, it'd be easier for me to explain it to you verbally, right?
I prefer you post it in the chat.
I don't care what you prefer, Glober. All right, listen. So, if you have a circle, right, and imagine at the top of that circle a lighthouse, okay? All right, and then you have a ship heading towards that lighthouse. If it was in fact a globe, as you get closer to the lighthouse, the light would be shining from above you as you approach. But in fact, when you, maybe you're not a sea guy, all right, I don't know. You ever been on a boat? Have you been on a boat?
Yeah.
Been on a boat? You ever been on a boat near a lighthouse?
Nope.
Nope. Well, I have. Okay. And when I was on a boat, and the closer we got to the lighthouse, I took special notice of this because I suspected the Globers were full of shit, even as young as I was, right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, as we approached that lighthouse, what occurred to me is that the light was coming straight at me. And I had a aha moment. I had a bit of an epiphany. If it was in fact a globe, the light would be coming above me.
This is your argument for flat Earth? This is actually like a real thing.
Fucking lying. And you know what? I'm going to fuck your mother because you're...
Okay. Thank you for that, Jarrell.
Dude, that guy's a
Wait,
troll.
don't
That
review
guy's
him. Bring him back.
Oh, he's trolling. He's trolling. He's not. He's not.
Bring
He's
him
just.
back.
Bring him
He's
back.
not actually defending. He's not actually a flat earther. He's just trolling. He's trolling. He's not a flat earther.
Leave him as being a flat earther to aggravate everybody.
Look, they called you a troll an hour ago, and here you are.
Yeah. So sorry. Who was the guy I was talking to earlier? We're having a good.
Right. So
yeah,
basically,
so
it boils
can
down to
you-
we see too far. We don't see any curvature obstruction. The horizon's way further than it should be if it's constrained by curvature. I just posted an observation for you. But you know what? You know what? You know what you should do is do it yourself, though. You shouldn't listen to any of us. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to post an observation.
To be clear, this is what I'm asking you for. So what I want is some like mathematical calculation, or some whatever calculation you have. So maybe presumably some paper that has the methods and everything that shows that the type of curvature we would expect if the Earth was round, like, doesn't exist, right? And can you actually provide that sort of evidence?
Yeah. So I gave you a citation already for the geometric horizon formula for the globe. Do you see the chat with the oil rigs? The picture with the oil rigs.
With the I'm in 24. I'm in the pull-out chat here. I don't know. Let me.
It's moving quick, so I'll just post it again.
They posted in this VC tech. It'll be easier here because. And then just
right
like
here.
pull out. Yeah.
Okay. So if that ocean is curving, like it must be if the Earth is what these guys say it is, that horizon geometrically has to be at 1.2 miles. Has to be.
Okay.
So it's
Here's an
obviously
argument.
not.
Okay. So if the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3,959 miles, right? Then every horizontal distance measurement must be no more than 1.225 times the square root of observer's height in feet. But I don't think I might not even understand this. Wait, so every horizontal distance must
Horizon.
Horizon.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by every horizon distance from what point?
Well, you know what from wherever you are, but you know what the horizon is, right? That's where the surface appears to meet the sky, and that should be happening at 1.2 miles if that surface is dropping away.
And why? And I don't know what was the calculation for like why that would have to be true?
Okay, so like the formula was 1.2 miles times square root of observer height in feet. The observer height there is 1 foot, which sounds funny. It wasn't done by a leprechaun. It was just the camera was placed 1 foot off the surface. So 1 foot observer height, right? Square root of 1 is 1. So just to make it simple, that should be a 1.2 mile horizon.
Your life, I guess.
But
it's the okay. I see what you're talking about. The University of Washington thing. Okay, I see.
That's the formula. That's a citation for the formula, so you can see that like we didn't just make that up or whatever, right?
Said well.
But you see the horizon. I'll just say this, and then that's the end of the argument. You see the horizon beyond 9.4 miles, right? Which means it's way further than 1.2. Which means that's not a globe horizon, and that's not a curving ocean. We don't have any evidence that such things exist.
Said well.
So yeah, that's basically it. And
flat water crisis.
I just posted something inside chat to do with the oil rig thing.
Okay, you want to describe what you posted?
Do you believe in the?
Want to describe what you posted?
Yeah. So it talks about that image that you posted where the two oil rigs look pretty much.
It's Twilight.
Sorry, go ahead.
So that it talks about that image that you posted about the oil rigs.
What's the claim?
That on that particular day, there was refraction due to atmospheric whatever the fuck. But
Okay.
there's another picture right next to it showing those same two oil rigs on a clear day.
Oh, yeah. So is the horizon at 1.2 miles in that other picture next to it?
It's the same picture. It's the same situation.
Okay,
And
but the
there's a
horizon's
whole lot of
closer in
stuff
that
that's
other
talking about the
picture.
temperature.
So the horizon's closer in that other picture.
Closer? No.
Okay, can you post it again? Because I'm not sure what you're talking
Oh,
about.
no, yeah.
I thought I
Yeah,
know.
it is.
I thought I knew what picture you were talking about without looking at it, but just post it again. Because I don't know. I don't see it.
But here's the actual thing.
Right. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's okay. That's exactly what I thought. It's the other picture where the horizon's closer. So the geometric horizon moved?
Well, if you scroll down, it talks about the barometric parameters. It talks about like visibility, observer height, zoom, temperature, etc. I mean,
So the one where it's closer, it must be at 1.2 miles in that one because they're basing their simulation off of that being the unrefracted, well, the standard refracted horizon, right? The one on the right, that should be like basically an unrefracted horizon. Well, Walter Bislin and Mick West are saying that that's a standard refracted horizon, so that would be about 1.3 miles. Is that where that horizon is?
the horizon is
because the closest rig is at 6.2 miles, and that closer horizon looks like it's just about at that rig. So I see no way it can be 1.3 miles. So what I'm getting to is basically what they're trying to do is debunk a black swan with another black swan. It's pretty foolish.
1 foot tall? I don't see what you're getting at here.
I mean,
it's only a mile horizon at 1 foot tall.
Yep.
Yeah, the camera's 1 foot off sea level. It's 1 foot high on a tripod. Got it?
On an oil rig?
Wouldn't it take more than a mile to actually see the curve because what is the Earth like in total miles? 1 second.
Quite interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, Walter Bislin. Yeah, that's Walter Bislin. That one. He's
Well, I.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.